project. So for those of you that are here to see stuff, this is a really cool idea. It's in a great space. For the investors, I hate to break it to you, but Jinesh walks up on stage, falls over, passes out, and that's the end of his pitch. They still don't need you. They're going to be fine. They're going to close the round. They're going to be good. So if you put this in your little, notebook, and you think about it a month from now, I think you're going to have some FOMO. So. I really mean that. I told him that. So Jinesh is right here. Clay's going to be somewhere around. He's got a little TargetVision thing on. If you, at the end of the pitch, you don't understand why you should want to invest in this, feel free to talk to them or don't. But either way, I think that they got a really cool thing. And if you're really curious, you can always talk to me. Feel free to look me up. These guys are awesome. They're going to do great things. So no further ado, TargetVision.
Good evening, I'm Jinesh from TargetVision, and we are here to redefine the shooting experience. Now, what that means is we're going to change the way people think, act, and feel when they go to the gun range. Now, this still doesn't make a little bit of sense. I'm going to take you on a history lesson. We're going to go to bowling. Back then, nobody went, at least not before 1950. It took Brunswick and AMF to invent the automatic pin resider and the automatic scoring mechanism before that sport became really mainstream. So what they did is they validated the fact that technology was needed to increase the popularity of the sport. But it's not unique to bowling. It's also happening in golf. We're all from Texas here. Maybe we've all heard of a little place called Topgolf. They've socialized the experience, they've made it fun, and then you can gamify it. Now, 60% of the people that go to Topgolf are considered first-time golfers. 40% are women. Both those stats don't exist anywhere else in the gun range industry, the golfing industry. So what that means is they were able to take an experience, redefine it, and bring more people to the sport. We think we can do something similar with the gun range. The gun range presents an opportunity like bowling did back before 1950s and golf did just a few years ago. The way we're going to do that is we're going to take the shooting range and we're going to make it a little more fun. We're going to make it more social, and we're going to make it competitive. Now, this isn't just beneficial to the shooter, we're also going to make it beneficial to the ranger. The ranger now has more people that are going to pay him monthly. He can now charge more because he has an increased experience. And now he can remarket to a whole new group of customers that he didn't have access to before. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to sell a hardware and a software play. The hardware is a camera that sits inside the shooting stall that's going to look down at your target. It's going to display its feed to our tablet that the shooters will use to see their shots, to actually play with their friends, and share their experience socially through media. Not only that, they're creating user profiles, which then feed back to an administrative panel. So the gun range owner can say, when was the last time you were here? How long did you spend here? How often do you come? I need to reach back out to you. Here's a 20% off coupon. You've been back here. It's smarter marketing. So we think we can take the gun range that looks like this today and give it the tools to become one of these. Our business model is we'll sell the hardware for $1,000 to $1,500 per lane. We're still finding that sweet spot. But we're going to subscribe to software. We're going to try and get people to pay $100 per month per lane for the software by making the features so compelling you can't say no. And we're not just talking about it, we're taking steps to do it. We've partnered with the world's largest gun range manufacturer to put this into each one of their new lanes starting January 2016. They're going to launch the TargetVision Megit partnership as their strategic advantage at SHOT Show, the industry's biggest trade show. That's why it's January, that's why we're waiting. Now, that's not all. We drove around Texas for a couple days, and we were able to verbally commit 41 other lanes. So we know other people want this as well. Now, we didn't come here from nothing. We've been selling in this industry for a year and a half. We've generated $270,000 in revenue. We put our products in 19 retail outlets, including international ones. In fact, we're the #4 sporting good app in Egypt. Who knows? And finally, we've gotten some media coverage from really prominent players. Everyone from AR15.com, Military Arms Film, knows that. So we know this space, and we've already been selling. The target market we're trying to reach now is about $1.6 billion. People spend $700 million on range fees alone. That's just paying to go to the gun range. Now, the opportunity we're presented with now is just the 16,000 indoor lanes, and that's what we're going to attack first. That equates to roughly 128,000 lanes that we can retrofit with a TargetVision solution and generate $281 million. So not only is this opportunity unique and unaddressed, we're best poised to actually attack it and fulfill it. Because if you look at our competition, it's not like great. We have the spotting scope. That's the traditional mechanism people use to see their shots. There's no data analytics, no gamification. It's not that fun to use. There's the acoustic systems that are out there, but that will just tell you where you're hitting, how you're doing. Once again, no user profiles, no analytical platform, nothing that allows you to gamify this experience. So that's where we see that we win. We're the only ones that offer those solutions. So our growth strategy is first, let's hit these indoor gun ranges. We already have the mega partnership, let's focus there first. Then we're going to move to the outdoor space. Once we've captured those two segments, we've created an amazing marketing platform for our B2C products, which we currently sell today. So now you see TargetVision when you go to the gun range, and you see them in a cabin, or you see them in the retail store. That's a synergy that doesn't really exist today in our industry, and we're going to be the first to capture it. Then we're going to create what we call line extensions. Cameras that go anywhere from hunting, to law enforcement, to military, which brings me to my next point, the military. Now, the military market and the military opportunity exists because every single person and every single personnel needs to be qualified to do that. And the way you do that is you go take your test, and then they have to do a bunch of administrative. Well, the admin part of it takes 33% of the overall time. With our software, the ability to create user profiles, automatically score, and data mine, we create an opportunity for that to basically go into. The government pays for efficiency, and that's what we're offering. So we want to project ourselves at 3 milestones. At least that's where we see our next 3 big points. One is break even, the other is $1 million in net profit, and the last is $10 million in net profit. For break even, we just need to get into 500 lanes. Our mega opportunity presents itself with 600 new lanes every year, so that partnership alone can fulfill our first milestone. To get to $1 million in profit, we only need to be in about 1,350 lanes. That's not a lot, especially with the mega opportunity, as well as the fact we drove around Texas and grabbed 41 lanes just in 2 days. And finally, $10 million in profit is 9,400 lanes retrofitted with the TargetVision solution. Mega alone has over 100,000 lanes in their portfolio that we can have access to. So that's less than 10% of their market. We're not even talking about anyone else. So we believe at that third milestone, we can be an easy target for acquisition from players just like Megit, other optics companies, or consolidation companies. Because right now this industry is consolidating, and we've already been approached beforehand about such an opportunity. So we know it exists. The team that's going to make this happen is Clay Roden and myself. Clay used to help run an electronic shop with a high-growth security camera division. In fact, he helped invent the first product TargetVision was founded. You and myself, I'm an MBA from Texas A&M as well as an engineer. I've taken products straight from idea phase all the way to manufacturing. But we know where we lack, so we surrounded ourselves with solution providers. We have Corey Nelson, the G executive. He helps run manufacturing and engineering departments at GE. We also have Ross Morrell. He's the president and CEO of FrogSlayer, and he comes with CTO experience that we can't pay for, or we couldn't even ask anything of that. We have Joe Licata, the legal expert, who helped with build design. He was the one that presented us up today. And we have Luke Hubbard, sitting right here, Senior Vice President of Sales here at Cellucor. We all know how great they're doing. Have you seen their facilities? It's amazing. Thank you, Luke, for that. And finally, we surround ourselves with other partners. We have EV Quickstart helps with sales, Seedsumo for business strategy, Eric Gilbun for production, FrogSlayer for software, and finally Megit as our industry partner. Now, what we need to make this happen is $450,000. That's going to give us 12 months of runway that we can put towards hardware and software, our marketing and sales, and finally develop the rest of our team. And with that money, we can easily attain our first milestone. So to recap, we can be the first movers in this market. We have an unfair advantage because we're partnered with the industry's largest gun range manufacturer. We already have our partners solved for software, production, and sales. We have 41 lanes verbally committed that aren't anything related to Megit. And finally, we're asking $450,000 in payment. Thanks for your time.